Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't know, my name is Caterina, or Cat for short. In today's Pick a Card reading, our topic is, what challenges are disappearing from your life? Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you to your reading. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone ever reaches out to you, just know that that is not me. All right. What challenges are disappearing from your life? And I feel like this is for card number 1. Actually, you know what? I feel like these are your cards right here. I usually do it one at a time, but all 3 of these cards on top here were calling my attention. So let's go ahead and put these out. And let's show you your cards. Okay, group number 1, we have resistance, and number 14, obstacles to your flow. And you also have the crazy lace agate. Group number 2, you have 35, grief, opening a natural path to healing loss. And you have the Amazonite point. And group number 3, you have number 41, shadow song, hear your soul song. And you also have the tiger's eye. Please take your time choosing your card or cards. It's perfectly fine to choose more than one if you're drawn to more than one, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the crazy lace agate, and your card is number 14, resistance, and then obstacles to your flow. So the first thing that I'm noticing with your card is the number 14, and in the traditional tarot deck, this equates to the Temperance card, which is the opposite of resistance, okay? So what this is telling me is that absolutely the challenges that are disappearing from your life would be this resistance that you've been experiencing. And when I look further into the energies of this card, I feel like there's something that has been on repeat in your life. It's like a record that keeps playing the same song over and over and over and over again. And metaphorically speaking, every time you try to reach to change the song, you're blocked. And it's like very, very frustrating, because even with our favorite songs, do we want to listen to it 24/7? Probably not, because then it loses its value, right? And so I feel like there's something like that that's been going on with you, and I feel like that is changing. And it seems like every angle, every direction you turned, you were still feeling resistance. And, you know, we're going to look into obviously more about what that resistance was and what you have to look forward to. So the actual resistance could be many different things, because this is a general reading, so it would depend on who's watching it. But it seems like it was a ripple effect where it affected one area of your life and then another area of your life, and so on and so forth. So very, very, very disruptive. But something is being reorganized here. There's definitely healing going on and coming back to like being centered, being grounded. And definitely a pretty big shift is happening, and a different song is coming on also. Okay, so definitely some pretty significant changes going on for you. So let's go ahead and see what else we can get for you. All right, what other information can you tell us? Let's get those two. This one, okay. Oh my gosh, you have number 4 in harmony. And look at it, looks like there's a ladder coming up to the cup, and everything is coming into balance. I feel that some mysterious things could happen for you, because there's like a cow over here kind of floating in the sky, which is unusual, right? And so I feel that something is coming in to help you because you have a life preserver here, you have a ladder here, and then you have the other cow here, which is kind of just waiting for you, and it's like some sort of assistance is coming in for you. And well, also you have the umbrella here, so there's a lot of protection that's coming in for you. And like I said with number 14, referencing to the Temperance card in the tarot deck, that is harmony. Okay, so it's the opposite of resistance. And this is your very first card coming in here. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing here is the cup. And I'm getting the sense that your cup will be overflowing with goodness, with happiness, with relief, and just a sense of healing, and something that was stuck before, it now has an opportunity to grow. Okay, with this flower here, I'm getting a lot of growth and definitely a sense of grounding with all of the grass here. There is a lot going on in this card. Also, even the clouds are getting my attention. How do you see back here? It looks almost kind of stormy, and I feel like that is getting further away from you, and then the clear skies are coming in. So the two things that are standing out to me the most here would be the life preserver and this cow that's just kind of hanging out here in the sky. So it's kind of like something unexpected is going to happen, an opportunity is going to kind of fall in your lap, or someone or something is just going to kind of appear all of a sudden when things just kind of shift and change for you. And then we have number 1 and responsibility. So some of you may have been feeling like there was something that was lacking, like you wanted to have more responsibility, you wanted to take charge of your life, but you couldn't because you have all this resistance, okay? And I feel like you were just sitting there ready saying, well, hey, here I am. And you were waiting for either an opportunity or some kind of growth or something like that. And things just weren't, like nothing was happening. It feels like no matter how far you pushed forward, you were at a plateau or people weren't listening or something like that. Now, what I'm seeing here with this insect is kind of the same concept as the cow over here, where there's something coming into your life. There's finally movement. And the storm that was over here with the harmony card, that is shifting out of your life. And it feels like you are rebuilding or building something, because here you have number 1, which is the Magician in the tarot deck, and then over here number 4, so this is the Emperor. Okay, so the Magician, the Emperor, it's like you're trying to manifest something, you're trying to create something, you're trying to build something. And here you have it, what looks like an egg. And so what I'm seeing is this egg, there was like resistance to something inside the egg coming out and being born, so to speak. But now you have the grapes over here. So there's like, I'm feeling like why this egg couldn't crack open is because it was like lacking nutrients or something like that. But now you have that. So it's like everything is starting to come together. And I feel that this resistance that you had around an idea or something that you were trying to accomplish, like all these little circles here, they're starting to dissipate just like the clouds are over here. So I hope that makes sense to you, because your cards are very, very powerful. I'm getting so many different feelings and images, and I'm hoping that they're coming across to you. What else can you tell us for, okay, what else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Oh, this one's calling my attention. Okay. Yep, you have the isolation card. Do you see how this is very similar to what we have going on over here? Because in the center here, what reminds me of a record is the same thing that's going on here. So it's like you were isolated from what you wanted to see happen, isolated from putting your thoughts into action. And that is changing for you. You're no longer going to be isolated either in yourself, within yourself, your situation, with an idea that you have. There's change that's coming in with this isolation. So you have the anger card, and I'm getting a huge sense of frustration, and I'm getting some of you may not have been sleeping well because there was such a sense of anxiety regarding the situation, a lot of frustration with this isolation. And what's interesting to me is you have this little dot here on the isolation card, and then the anger card, the middle of the eye, you have a similar dot here. So I feel like I keep picking up that you had or do have a vision, a plan for how you want to go forward in your life. And for one reason or another, you had roadblock after roadblock. And I don't blame you for this anger. I mean, I can feel the frustration. It's like, what else am I supposed to do? I've done everything I can do. And so for some of you, it might have just been like a waiting game for someone to notice you or for things to finally take shape. Okay, now that is changing. Do you see the line here and then the line here? So I feel like there's something that's coming in to shift things. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Okay, this is so positive. You have the 3 of Wands, and let me set these down right here. So this is what I've been talking about, okay? Because I feel that you have been doing this over here. You've been trying to manifest something. You've been trying to create something, and you keep pushing forward and nothing's happening. And it's obviously very, very frustrating. And because of that, I feel for some of you, you may have isolated yourself because you were just so angry and so frustrated that you didn't want to be around other people. You didn't want to do things that you were normally doing because it was turning into like anger, frustration, anxiety, depression for some of you. But with this 3 of Wands, what I'm seeing is that everything that you've been working for, everything you've been concentrating on is starting to take shape for you. This resistance that you're feeling over here is starting to move out of your life. And with that, you're getting your passion back. You're getting your spark back and your excitement for whatever this is that you're trying to accomplish. And some of you are just trying to get out of a hole. Some of you might have financial difficulties. Some of you might be, looking for a job. And others of you might have, let's say you started a business and it's just going very, very slow. And that's why you feel isolated. And that's why you feel resistance here. And some of you may be questioning, did I do the right thing? Okay, so there's like a whole range of energies that I'm feeling here. So some of you will just feel relieved that you're getting a new job, that more money is coming in, or some of you are getting a second job or a side hustle, something like that. And then others of you are going to see more clients coming in, more opportunities to sell something, right? So a shift is coming in, definitely in that regard. And as I was just talking about finances, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so definitely what is coming in here, you're feeling more comfortable. You are if, like I just said, if you're struggling with finances, this is a huge, huge, huge change that is coming in for you. So this is feeling comfortable. You have nothing to worry about with your finances. You're able to pay off your bills, slowly but surely you can pay down your debt. You can afford things. And not just that, but, with time, you're going to be able to splurge on things that you miss doing, right? You're going to be able to take care of yourself. So there's a lot of healing here. And again, Something about the fruit is really grabbing my attention because you have the grapes here and then you have the fruit on the tree here. So nutrients, it's like some of you are literally feeding your body with nutrients. Others of you are like your life is nutrient rich in the sense of doing things that you miss doing, getting back to who you are, being able to relax a little bit. And so this could definitely be showing a new job, new finances coming in, a business taking off, becoming very successful, and definitely coming out of that resistance that you were feeling. Yeah. So you have the Justice card. This is a little bit what I just said with the Justice card. This can absolutely indicate a new job. Some of you might be moving somewhere. This is also getting rid of resistance. Literally, for me personally, when I see the Justice card, I mean, it definitely depends on, what we're looking at in the reading, but a lot of times I see cutting out an obstacle. Like almost kind of like we see here, like the zigzag line here is like cutting something out of the equation that was causing this resistance. And with the two cats here on the scales, it's like things are coming into balance. Things are coming into harmony. Things are coming into regulation in the sense of things are becoming regulated. Like a cycle, or, it was stuck going in a circle. And now that's changing, that's being regulated. So you're not stuck on that same song. You can actually change the record, put a new record on, listen to a different song, right? And so things are also becoming more comfortable for you, more balanced. The Six of Pentacles, you have so many cards showing balance coming in, so many cards, so much energy here, where before there was lack, now you're getting what you are due. You're receiving what it is that you've been waiting for. Okay. And this person over here looks kind of shocked, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this is happening. Like, thank you. So it's like, first there's a sense of shock over here, and then there's a sense of gratefulness. Remember what I said over here with harmony, how this cow up here, just hanging out mid-air? It's very striking to me because it seems like something is appearing for some of you at the last minute. And for some of you, it's kind of unexpected because you've been waiting so long, and then all of a sudden it appears and you're like, oh, is this real? Yes, it is real. And it's very interesting that the Six of Pentacles is below the anger card, because with the zigzag line here and your particular reading, the energy that I'm getting, like I said, I'm seeing someone cutting that away. I'm seeing an obstacle being removed here. And that's exactly what's happening in the Six of Pentacles. Something that was missing is being given to you. The Devil card, yeah. So this is control, this is obstacles, this is resistance, and this is what is changing for you. This is also fear and that anger that you had, that negativity that was in your life, that anxiety. This is changing for you. Because, this is an interesting Devil card, because these cats down here are, pawing at these two people. And so what I just saw in my mind with your reading is, obviously you have the Devil back here, and then you have the two cats here saying, hey, come this way. So it's like some relief is coming in from something back here that was literally sitting on your shoulder. It was like this heavy burden that you had that was keeping you stuck to this bench here, okay? Something's coming in with these cats and saying, hey, there's relief over here. Come in this direction. There's an offer for you. There's an opportunity. People are interested in what you have to offer. Oh. And so this is that shift. I mean, we see this, or I hope you can see it also, but I'm seeing the shift happening. It's almost like I'm seeing it in real time here with the Devil card. This is your resistance with this card right here. And the cats here are your harmony that's coming in. I mean, it's the same thing with the Six of Pentacles. It's so interesting how everything is just perfectly in perfect alignment in your reading. So here we have the Two of Wands, and this is another thing that's really, for some reason, there's, well, I mean, it's because it's probably going to happen for you, but this salamander here is crawling up the wall, and that is another thing that's showing me, just like this cow, that there's something that's coming into your life that's going to be an offer of change, an offer of harmony. And you perhaps will have a decision to make regarding this. So just like with the Justice card, okay, if you have an offer of employment, let's just say, well, do you have to take that? No, you will most likely have free will to say, you know, maybe that's not the best thing for me. I'm going to wait for the next thing. Or you can say, yes, I want that, right? So I feel for a lot of you, you may have a yes or no coming up where you're going to need to say, yes, I want this. No, I don't. But the important thing to know is that there is something coming in for you that's going to change things. These obstacles are falling apart. And look at the stars here. Okay, so something that you've been looking toward, something that you've been building toward, that you've been wanting, that you've been focused on, is starting to come into view. And I feel that you're getting your passion back with the fire here. Okay. And there's definitely something about this particular wand that this Two of Wands has, is making me come back to the Magician and the Emperor card that I was referencing earlier here with these two cards up here. So things are shifting for you to put a plan into action now. The Six of Cups. Yes. So this is something that you've wanted for a long time, something that you've been waiting for. And again, sometimes with the Six of Cups, I get this feeling of something kind of falling in your lap, something happening at an unexpected time, where it's like you were waiting, and then all of a sudden you bump into someone, or you open an email and there's, you know, a job opportunity or something like that. So you have several cards here where you're being offered something. Okay, you have it here with the Six of Pentacles. I'm feeling it with the Two of Wands, and you also have it with the Six of Cups. So I am definitely feeling that this offer is what's going to spark the change with this resistance. Okay, and it's going to be, I'm feeling like you're going to welcome it with open arms. It's going to be a happy change, and there's a lot of safety that I'm feeling coming in with this offer, with this shift, however it happens. For some of you, it won't necessarily be an offer. It could be that you have this thought, you have like this sense of inspiration where it's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed to put this idea together. Something like that is happening for you. Okay, so this offer could be more metaphorical, where it's kind of like the universe is offering an idea to you, and then you see things differently. The Wheel of Fortune. I love this for you. You're at the end of a cycle, and what you are bringing in is stability, grounding, healing, wealth for a lot of you, new ideas, new perspective, strength. There's a lot of strength as well that's coming in here. And Spirit is saying that definitely listen to your intuition, see how you're feeling, because, just to make sure you're on the right track. But what I am seeing is that there is something coming in that you can trust, and you can believe that you're at the end of the cycle and you're about to start a new chapter in a much, much easier, with much easier energy. You're not going to have these obstacles and this resistance that you had for so long, and you're on the road to success. So Spirit is saying that it will be okay to take a chance on things, to say yes to things, to, I'm seeing like fly toward things, especially because you have a cow that's kind of floating in the air or possibly flying through the air. I'm not sure what it's doing here. But, you know, this cow in the air here could also represent what I was saying about this idea coming to you, something that you didn't think about before. It's like this light bulb moment that goes off. It's like, oh my gosh, that's the answer to my problems. Okay, something like that. Or someone saying, hey, I have this job offer, you know, things like that. So that's what I'm seeing with the Wheel of Fortune, things coming together. And you could even have chance meetings, chance conversations, synchronicities, serendipitous things that are happening. Spirit says go with it because it's not by accident. The Four of Wands, yes. Do you see the celebration here? This is exactly what will be happening for you. You're no longer isolated. You're no longer confused. You're no longer grounded and stuck in these obstacles. The energy is flowing here. Look at all the wands up here, okay? And you're also, so there's all of those things, but especially with the Four of Wands being right below the Justice card, anything that you are solidifying, anything that you are signing a contract with or for, anything, let's say that you are wanting to start a business and you didn't have the finances to actually do the legal paperwork, okay? I'm seeing that anything connected to foundations, paperwork, starting something, saying yes to employment, you know, anything like that, it has really, really, really positive benefits that come along with it. And it's setting the foundation for you to not only break through this resistance, but to build something that will withstand any kind of resistance. And it's kind of like you're building this strong wall of protection around you with an idea that you have or a direction that you're going. Especially with this building back here. Do you see how tall and strong that is? So something is very stable and sturdy, and it will protect you going forward. And I'm hearing, especially financially, something about this. There's finances connected to this progress that you're making here. It's like slowly but surely there's a steady progress of finances that will happen based on what happens right here and you coming out of this isolation. So we have the Seven of Cups. You know, I feel like this is relating to what I said earlier when I told you that Spirit said, excuse me, Spirit said you can trust this new opportunity, this new thought, this new design that you might have for something. And that's what I'm getting here with the Seven of Cups. You can trust this, because in the past, certain things may not have worked out for you. Maybe you got into this situation that you're in right now because you trusted something and it turned out to be something completely different than what you thought it was. Maybe you just desperately needed a job and so you accepted this job and you were excited about it because you thought it was going to be a great opportunity, and then you get in there and it's something completely different and you're like, oh, what did I do? And then somehow you became kind of stuck in this situation because of all this resistance, okay? But there's something about this opportunity, the timing with everything, you can trust it, okay? But Spirit says, again, just make sure that, you know, you take your time, you evaluate things, and you don't just jump into anything just because you need an opportunity right away, right? So take your time, evaluate things. And of course, if, you know, let's say for instance, you need a job, if you need to accept a job, just any job, just to have some money flowing in, then of course that's, you know, do that. But in the meantime, keep looking for that next opportunity, okay? Because there is going to be an opportunity, there is going to be an offer or a gift that comes into your life. And then we have the Moon card. Yeah, I feel that there was definitely something kind of like a twist or turn that your life took to get you in this place of resistance. But what I'm seeing, especially with the witch up here on the broom, I feel like you're coming out of that and you're leaving that in the past. And again, we have the stars here, just like we had over here with the Two of Wands. So something about this opportunity, this new path that you have going on here, it's leading you into what you've been trying to create within this resistance, okay? And also listen to your intuition. Definitely listen to your intuition. Because some of you might be presented with, what I'm feeling with this being below the Devil card is, for some of you, not all of you, but there could be certain people who are opportunistic around you who may know about your situation or who may see your desperation. Some of you, not everybody's in a desperate situation here, but some of you are. So in that case, just be very careful, listen to your intuition, make sure that opportunities are legit, okay? Especially signing contracts, especially if, you know, it's one thing if the contract is for a job offer, something that you can just get out of if you don't like it. But if you're signing a contract regarding something that you have to offer where you may be stuck in this contract for a year or 2 years or something like that, make sure that you do your due diligence. And if something doesn't feel right, it is probably not right. So don't get yourself stuck in a situation that you feel you can't get out of, okay? And on the other, so with that, there will be red flags, okay? Just like this Devil here, you can see the tail right here. And so that's what Spirit is saying. Just use your intuition. If something feels like it's a little bit off, it probably is. But also use your intuition. If something feels amazing, then it probably is, okay? So Spirit just wanted to kind of make sure that you understand that. Okay. Oh my gosh, you have the Six of Wands. This is amazing because this is the Victory card, okay? This is, again, the opposite of resistance. This is where everything is flowing, not just flowing, but flowing so well that you have incredible success, that people are inspired by you, people are excited for you and happy for you. And you have what you were trying to accomplish, okay? This resistance, this idea that you had right here that was kind of stuck in a loop. Here, you're making the right decision with the Two of Wands. And with the Six of Wands, there's so much progress that you're celebrating. Again, because you were celebrating here with the Four of Wands. So just keep that in mind as you go forward. I wish you so much luck with this journey that you're on here. I wish you so much success. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 2. You have the Amazonite point, and your card is number 35 in grief, opening a natural path to healing loss. So I feel like whatever this loss was, I feel like it kind of created a situation where it felt like everything was crashing down around you, and to the point where you didn't know how to get out of kind of where you landed, or you didn't want to get out of where you landed because you were just so devastated. And so I'm feeling like the challenges of healing are what is disappearing from your life, okay? So I feel that there is a lot of healing here, okay? Opening a natural path to healing. So definitely I feel that the path to healing was closed. Some of you just maybe didn't want to heal because you didn't want to move on from like the devastation, because you might have found that you just wanted to stay there for one reason or another. And others of you didn't know how to move on. And then others of you were just kind of in this darkness for so long that, you know, it's going to take a lot of effort to kind of pull yourself out. But what I'm seeing is that there is definitely a lot of healing that's coming in, and I'm seeing you like kind of rise from the ashes. Do you see this right here? So I'm seeing that that's kind of like the image of like your energy that's rising up. And I feel from that, there's kind of this ripple effect where things start coming into your life to replace anything that was lost, anything that was broken, okay? And slowly but surely, I'm seeing like your soul being replenished, being rebuilt, becoming stronger. So your energy becoming stronger, and different situations coming into your life, different things coming into harmony, things like that. So let's go ahead and see what else we have. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? What challenges are disappearing from group number 2's life? All right, what else? Oh, interesting. So you have number 17 and decision. So something's coming into your life there. Oh, okay. Something's coming into your life where you will have a decision to say yes or no to it. So that's kind of like a side note, because what I'm seeing, remember how I was talking about with your first card, that some of you fell so far down into kind of this hole of depression and sadness. Some of you didn't want to leave there, because to leave there, some of you may have felt like you were moving on from something. So let's say if some of you lost a loved one, some of you may have had a sense of guilt from moving on from that pit of depression and sadness. So some of you may feel guilty, like, well, if I move on and I am happy in my life again, then I'm leaving someone behind. Okay, something like that can be going on. Others of you may have, let's say if you lost a job or everything just kind of came crashing down and you were in this hole and you were trying to, get out of it, but there was no way out, okay? Now, what I'm seeing here is that there's a way out now. You can choose to stay there if you want to, okay? But Spirit is showing me that there is this opportunity for you to rise from this grief and to heal from this grief, okay? And to open the curtain again, open the curtain to life again, and to let some light in. And some of you may be getting a different perspective on things. Some of you may be getting a sense of strength, okay? Because, for, the most part, a lot of people would be like, oh, well, that's easy to just climb that ladder. But what if it's not easy? What if you don't have the strength to move your legs and your feet up to get up to this height? Do you see what I'm saying? So Spirit is saying just take it one step at a time. This ladder is not going to go anywhere. One step at a time when you're ready. And as you slowly lift yourself up, okay, what I'm seeing is that these challenges that were there when you were, over here in this pit of grief, those challenges are going to start to get easier and easier, okay? And slowly but surely, there are like new opportunities and things coming together for you that are going to be making appearances in your life, but also there to help you. And then I'm also seeing that slowly but surely you're going to start to feel better, and your intuition starts to come back, your strength comes back, your health comes back, physical strength, physical health, mental health, things like that. So there could also be an opportunity that appears that you need to make a decision about. Am I going to accept this, or am I going to not accept this? So for some of you, it could just be the decision to lift yourself up when this ladder appears. And then others of you, will actually have something that is coming in that will lift you out, okay? But it would be your decision. Do you want to do that or not? So that's what I'm seeing with this first card. And then we have number 40 and movement. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense because what Spirit is showing me is that you will, especially with the ladder here and the person is on top of the ladder, Spirit is showing me that something is coming in that's going to shine brightly, okay? And you're going to see it as like a new beginning, a new opportunity, a chance to pick yourself up and start over and start to heal, okay? So with this movement card, there is something that I feel once you take those first few steps, you're going to realize, okay, I can do this. So slow and steady, Spirit says. Now you have all of these cards where there's like rising above, and here it feels like you were below the water here, like you were stuck underwater and you couldn't breathe. That's like the energy that I'm feeling. Very, very uncomfortable feeling, overcome with grief. Some of you, I am feeling a sense of guilt. For others of you, it's a sense of hopelessness because something happened in your life where things kind of came crashing down. Some of you may have been up here and then you came crashing down from this ladder, and some of you, it may have been a very, very humbling experience. But what Spirit is showing me here is that there is going to be an opportunity for you to rise above that, to move on, and to kind of open this new chapter of your life and rise above these problems. Some of you will be seeing things differently. Some of you will be thinking about things differently. And I feel there's also setting an anchor in a new situation. So perhaps a new friend group, a new city, a new state or country, a new job, new experiences. Because if you notice there's an anchor, this earring right here is actually an anchor. So I feel like you're going to be anchored in some sort of new situation that's going to bring in new experiences, new thought process, and just really like this new beginning for you. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Okay, so I think you have 3 because those want to, well, I don't think you do have 3. Okay, so let's see what you have. Flow. You see what I'm saying? You have movement, you have flow, and also like there's water here. So there's definitely a huge sense of healing that's coming in for you. So any restrictions that you've had based on things kind of crumbling down with this situation that you went through, I feel that the crumble is the challenge. That was like the start of it. And so any challenges that arose based on that initial experience, those are starting to flatten out. Those are starting to get further away from you, and you're getting further away from that problem. Just like this, it's like a ripple effect where things are coming into alignment, where you're rising up from the water. And as you do that, this rippling kind of goes out, and then it allows things to flow. It allows your energy to flow and kind of rise from the ashes, but it also allows things to flow into your life. Okay, does that make sense? I mean, look at all 3 of these cards up here. There's movement. Okay, going up the ladder, this card's literally movement, and then this one is flow. So things are definitely going to be changing for you. This is interesting. So you have reflection. So I feel like what you have been seeing in your situation is going to be changing. Your circumstances are going to be changing. Things are going to be more coming into alignment with where you're supposed to be, because being down here underneath the water, that's not where you're supposed to be. Okay. So there's a lot of healing coming in, and I feel with the reflection card that slowly but surely you're going to start to feel more comfortable with who you are and where you are in life. And slowly but surely, a vision that you had for yourself before this kind of crumble happened, things are going to start to come together again for you. So there's definitely movement away from something and into, I feel, what you deserve. Because you don't deserve to be down here underwater. You deserve to have a life that is definitely more comfortable than this, but that is full and, you know, kind of gives you what you deserve. That's really what I'm seeing here. So here we have disruption. And this is exactly what I've been talking about. There was some kind of crumble, something that made everything fall apart for you. This right here, this is what is disappearing. This is what I said a minute ago. This was the event, but anything that happened based on this disruption, those elements, that confusion, that rubble is being cleared away and setting the path for new beginnings. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Oh, okay. You have the Death card. You see what I'm saying? This is a great crumble. And for some of you, there, like I think I said this earlier, for some of you, there may have been where you literally did lose a loved one. Okay, that's definitely possible here. And for others of you, the Death card is representing more of that crumble that I've seen. This great, kind of like this terrible Tower card moment where everything came crashing down. But what Spirit is saying here is that you can still grieve the loss of someone or something, even if you rise up, okay? Especially if you actually did lose a loved one, because I feel someone watching this did, because someone's coming through very, very clearly here. This loved one doesn't want you to be stuck in this grief. Someone wants you to live your life and accomplish things that you've wanted to accomplish. Okay, so I just want to say that that's obviously not for everybody, but I did want to say that because someone is definitely coming through here. So for everyone else, what I'm seeing is that, you know, we always have choices, we always have decisions to make in life, and we can sit in this grief forever if we choose to, or we can kind of pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off and move into this new chapter. So after death, you have rebirth, right? Death and rebirth. So that is definitely something that I'm seeing here. Oh my gosh, this is literally the rebirth card. It literally says rebirth on it. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? There's so much healing in this card. Honey is so healing. There's so many nutrients with the honey. You know, it's very, very healing. And I mean, I don't even know if I need to say anything else here with the death and rebirth. So what I'm seeing is that, so this is the rebirth card. This is the judgment card in the traditional tarot deck. So for some of you, you needed this great crumble to wake you up, for you to kind of fall in line with your destiny, for you to fall in line with things that were out of alignment with who you are, okay? And you needed kind of a shakeup, a shift in things in order for you to get on the right path. Because some of you were on the wrong path and you needed something to say, hey, you need to be redirected. So for some of you, let's say, for instance, that you had a job and, you know, it was okay, or maybe you were miserable, or maybe you were making lots and lots of money, but it is not what you are destined to do in this lifetime. And so then perhaps your company had some layoffs, okay? That is what I'm saying here. That's not for everybody, but, you know, just an example of something that could have happened here Where Spirit with the rebirth card is saying, no, 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 you're on the wrong path. You're not in the flow of things. You're, kind of stuck in this muddy water, and you need to reflect on things. And in order for you to get this reflection, we need to have some disruption in your life because you're not seeing what's really going on here. And so then maybe that got you to think, oh, you know what? I've always had this passion for something, and Spirit is saying, yes, that's it. You need to pursue that. Okay, so this is literal or metaphorical for some of you, but there's definitely a rise from the ashes that I'm seeing here. And then we have the Princess of Wands, and this is literally what I was just saying, because this is the Page of Wands. So this is getting your passion back. This is getting your footing back, getting your passion for life back, and having ideas about, where do I go from here? What do I want to see happen in my life? What can I make happen? And getting back into the flow of life, into the flow of things, and, exploring things and truly looking at how your life was before and how do you envision it going forward. So we have the Five of Wands. Yeah. So here, there's a couple things going on here. It's like coming to terms with things and reflecting on the past, reflecting on different paths that you were on, coming into an understanding and consideration for the past that you were on before, and figuring out if you were on the right path. What is the right path for you? So I am seeing with the Five of Wands that there is a lot of reflection happening here. There is a lot of contemplation and a little bit of going back and forth. So there could be a little bit of a struggle that happens here as you rise up from this grief. But Spirit is saying it's okay, take your time, go through the process of the grief and the mourning and the healing and all of that, and have patience with yourself. And if anyone else is involved in this situation, have patience with other people as well. But at the same time, if other people are involved, they need to have respect for your thoughts and feelings. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with the Five of Wands is Spirit is saying have productive thoughts and conversations with other people and with yourself as well. So if other people are involved, if not, then this is all kind of internally things that are going on here. And that is how you heal through this process, whether other people are involved or it's just you. There's a lot of thoughts and kind of, tossing things back and forth in your mind, trying to figure things out so that you can move on and move into this rebirth. Because what I'm seeing is that when you do this, when you confront this kind of, it's like a thought process, a conversation that you're having with other people or with yourself here with the Five of Wands. This is necessary in order to allow these challenges to disappear from your life. And then once this happens, I feel like things get much easier for you. Yeah, so you have the Nine of Swords, and I feel like this is a very scary process for some of you, which I mentioned in the beginning, where you're down in this hole over here with this grief, and some of you may feel like you deserve to be there, or you feel like you didn't deserve what happened to you, therefore you can't wrap your brain around what happened, and therefore it's kind of this cycle, like this circular thought process where you can't get closure and you can't move on, okay? Which takes me right back to this Five of Wands. This is the challenge here. The Spirit is saying this is your challenge in order to help the universe remove these other challenges from your life, is to let go of this kind of reoccurring thought or reoccurring dream that you have with the Nine of Swords, because there's really nothing that you can do to go back in time and change things. But it's also important, Spirit says, to realize that you don't have to stay stuck here, okay? There is an opportunity to move forward and to move on and to experience, much, much better things in your life. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, see? So this is the Ace of Cups. So this means that there are new opportunities, new experiences, happiness, okay, being content. All of these things are just there waiting for you. But Spirit is saying, we can only do so much. We need your help, okay? Now, look back here. It looks like there was a storm or something out here. And so this is like your past. And so it's definitely like having the strength to rise up from that, which is probably going to be very, very difficult, okay? But you have all of this honey here. This jar is full of honey, so there's so much healing and warmth and like I'm just feeling like nutrients, something that will feed your soul that you can move on to. It's there waiting for you. There's some sort of experience, and I'm not seeing exactly what it is, and it's probably because it will vary depending on who's watching this, but there's some sort of experience. So an incredible new friendship, an incredible new job, new experiences, a new relationship, new, mentors, whatever it is in your particular situation. There's so much that life has to offer you that Spirit really, really hopes you accept and enjoy all these things that are in your future, okay? But it does take moving, kind of lifting yourself up from this grief here. So let's see what else we have. We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's something going on here that is so complicated and so complex. And I know you're tired, and Spirit is saying, if you can pull yourself up this one time right now, Spirit is showing me that there is this rebirth waiting for you, and that it won't always be this difficult. Because what I'm seeing here, it's almost like sage or something, like clearing the air. And so to me, this is Spirit showing us that Spirit is helping remove these challenges from your life, but Spirit can't do it all, right? And I'm seeing that there's a cycle that is changing very, very quickly for you. If you accept that challenge of kind of, rising up from this grief over here, especially because, the 9 of Wands indicates that you're close to the end of a cycle. And then you have the Death card right above it. And then you have that decision. So do you see what I'm saying? From the very beginning, I said it's like a choice. From right here, is this person going to stay here or get up one more time and fight back against these difficulties? So that's what I'm seeing here. You have a decision, but there's so much waiting for you on the other side, especially with the decision card in number 17 here, because 17 corresponds to the Star card. So there's so many beautiful, amazing things waiting for you on the other side of this. New opportunities and friendships and, all of these things coming in. Yeah, do you see this? The 2 of Wands. This is another card showing that a decision needs to be made. And this really, really shows what I've been saying, because here, look at these 2 cards. So what I just said, this person has a choice to stay here or to stand up and move on from this situation that came crashing down, okay? And so this is the universe trying to sage everything and cleanse the environment. And then what we have next is this 2 of Wands here, which is showing that this person made the decision to stand up, as difficult as it was, and then move toward this new doorway opening here, this new path here, and saying, okay, I made it this far. I'm feeling a little bit more sturdy. I think I'm going to continue on. So there's definitely a decision to be made here, but there's so much healing with lifting yourself up. There's a lot of strength that you will feel and that you will have once you start to move on from this, okay? And then you have the Queen of Wands. So this is very interesting that the Page of Wands is right above the Queen of Wands. So, you don't have to rush through this process. You don't have to do everything overnight. Take your time. When you're ready, explore things, see how, kind of test the waters, see how things feel. Definitely listen to your intuition. And then slowly but surely, what I'm seeing with the Queen of Wands is that you're coming back. You're getting your spark back. You're getting your confidence back. And you're ready to kind of go out into the world and accomplish things that you want to accomplish. And Spirit is sending you so much love and light and strength and, all of these things so that you can, realize what it is that you want to do. And absolutely, the example that I gave earlier, where some of you may have, lost a job, and that all happened for you to realize what your soul purpose is and what you're supposed to be doing as far as a career or a different pathway or something like that, okay? That is what I'm seeing with the Queen of Wands. And that can be literal or metaphorical for some of you, but, metaphorically speaking, you can kind of, plug your situation in there and say, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then, wow, and then we have the Queen of Swords. So I definitely feel like you're thinking about things differently, you're seeing things differently, and you're rising above that chaos. You're strong enough to do it, okay? And there's so much peace that comes in here. There's a feeling of seeing things within the situation that happened, seeing things differently, looking at things differently, and having a greater understanding about why things happened or how to move on from the situation. There's clarity from the Five of Wands. So remember here, I was saying some of you are in like this thought pattern that won't stop. It keeps repeating and repeating over and over and over again. So with yourself or with other people, with the Five of Wands. And so with the Queen of Swords, what I'm seeing is that the disruption and the challenges from the Five of Wands, you have healed that here, and things are much calmer and they're making more sense, and everything is starting to come together for you with the Queen of Swords. It's like there's a greater sense of clarity and understanding, and also there's a great deal of protection that's happening here. Wow, so you have the King of Pentacles. This is, I'm seeing here that you're rebuilding everything. You've come out through this very, very long journey. You've come out on top. You are healing. You're very grounded. There's so much that you have created from the very beginning. So we started with the Death card. To the King of Pentacles. So this is like a great rebuild. And some of you with the Nine of Swords here, some of you may feel like you can't rebuild from this disruption. But what Spirit is saying here is that there is great health, there's great stability, there is so much strength here. And, financially, everything comes together. So if you've had any difficulties with finances, the King of Pentacles is saying that you're rebuilding your finances, and anything that was lost has not only been replaced, but it's much stronger than it was before. And it doesn't end. It's like whatever this is with this rebuild that you have in your life, it's feeling very like there's always more, okay? Things are always like replenishing is what I'm seeing. So circumstances, situations, flow of money, flow of ideas, things like that. It's always in flow, which is so interesting that you have flow here, because that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Because if you look here, the honeycomb is in the background of this card. And so I'm seeing like that's constantly being replenished and constantly offering nutrients and comfort and this flow that you have or that you've wanted in your life. Okay, this is really powerful. So here we have the Five of Cups. Now, if you remember, we started with the Death card, and remember when I said some of you are kind of stuck in this hole with the Grief card, like underneath the water? And that's exactly what we have here with the Five of Cups, where you can become so focused on what was lost that you're not realizing that there are other opportunities here with the or with the 2 cups here, just like the Ace of Cups over here. And so this is showing that you have that decision, right? The decision here, and then you had, didn't you have, what was the other decision card? The reflection and the 2 of Wands here. So there is this decision to make whether you want to stay where you are or you want to pick yourself up and start to move on. And what Spirit is saying, this is the most important message here. Spirit is saying that the universe is there to help you with this movement if you choose to, you know, lift yourself up from the situation and truly get like an understanding and a perspective on what was going on here. And I think I said this before also, anything that was lost in this process can be regained. Now, of course, it's going to be different if you actually lost someone, if you lost a loved one in this situation, then of course that's different. And there, you know, that situation is a little more complex, but what Spirit is saying in that case is that there is something out there waiting for you, okay? There's this whole universe waiting for you, and your loved ones don't want to see you staying stuck over here. And definitely, I mean, this is your loved ones here saying, hey, you know, look at what life has to offer over here. Like, you don't have to be stuck here. So does that make sense? So definitely, no matter what your situation, there are new beginnings that the universe is going to start to help you with. It's just going to require you to kind of get a different perspective, closure, and look at opportunities that are there, especially when they present themselves to you. Okay? So that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Tiger's Eye, and your card is number 41, Shadow Song, Hear Your Soul Song. And what I'm feeling from this card is that through heartbreak or something kind of falling apart, you're finding yourself and you're becoming like who you're supposed to be. You're reconnecting with your soul, and it's like you're discovering what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. You're reconnecting with some sort of passion that is in your soul. It's like you're in your DNA code or something like that. And for some of you, you're discovering where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be. For others of you, you're discovering something that you're supposed to do in this lifetime, something you're supposed to accomplish. And I think that it's really kind of putting a focus on those things where I feel that this couldn't have happened at any other time in your life. There's something about right now, which is the perfect time for you to kind of recognize this soul code that you have that you didn't see before. Or maybe you saw it before, but you didn't see how to pursue it or, you know, take action toward it or something like that. So I feel that, you know, based on that, there's like really big changes that are coming in for you. And it's like things are coming into alignment with your soul, with your being, and who you're supposed to be in this lifetime and what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And so I feel that the challenges that are disappearing from your life are the challenges that got you to this point, right? All of the kind of disruption that happened, this heartbreak, or, you know, this moment in time where things weren't fitting right. Things like there wasn't movement, there was disruption or roadblocks. That and all of those things, those are the challenges that are disappearing from your life. All right, what else can you tell us for group number 3? All right, there's your 2 cards. Okay, so we have number 9 and optimism. So that's really good. Spirit is saying that if you wish it, you can create it. So this dream that you have, this goal that you have, Spirit is showing me that it's absolutely possible for this to come true as long as you put in the effort, as long as you follow your heart and do what you know you're supposed to be doing. And also, with number 9 here, that is showing me that the challenges that you have had are disappearing, because number 9, you're almost at the end of a cycle, okay? And kind of here where all of the seeds from this flower are being blown into the wind, okay, those eventually are going to land in the soil and sprout new flowers, right? And so I feel like that's exactly what's happening with you, where if you put your energy out there, if you put in the hard work and you really manifest and you keep going and you don't give up, okay, because I do know that you've had some difficulties with, something kind of crumbling down or having roadblocks or something like that. If you put in that effort, you're going to see those roadblocks start to disappear. And it's because there's something about right now that is the perfect time for you to move forward with this idea, with this goal. Oh my gosh, you have number 21 in magic. That is so amazing for multiple different reasons, because first of all, I was just talking about manifesting, right? And putting the hard work into something and creating something. And so by doing that, you're literally opening this new door, especially because this is number 21, so this is the world card. So, okay, there's a couple things that I'm seeing here. Remember in the very beginning, I said there's something about it, it's like in your DNA, in your soul, you're supposed to be doing something like that. And then look right here with the heart chakra, how there's a light on there. And so this is confirmation that you're supposed to be doing something at this point in time that does relate to your soul, that does relate to something you're supposed to be accomplishing in this lifetime. So if you did have some sort of heartbreak or things that fell apart, or just situations that made you kind of reevaluate your position or your place in life, that happened so that you would go into this energy here of number 9. So this takes me to the Hermit card, where in the traditional tarot deck, where there was like contemplation going on, thinking about things. So do you see what I'm saying here? But this was sparked because of something that happened over here, with you being in the wrong place or the wrong situation or around the wrong people or environment, something like that, and feeling a sense of like being uncomfortable. So, when I first mentioned heartbreak, it could even just be this heartbreak that I'm feeling. It could just be a sense of not feeling like you're in the right place, or feeling like you don't belong where you are, something like that, right? And so Spirit is showing me that you were put in that situation to get you thinking about things and thinking about where you want to go from here. And so with magic, I'm seeing that you're really, really tuned into your intuition, and you're really seeing a new vision for yourself. And then I'm seeing that one door is closing and another door is opening. And quite like magic, things just appear in your life to help you to accomplish this new situation, go through this new door, and walk into this life that you've always supposed to be living. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Okay, so you have pain here. And I feel like this is a challenge that is disappearing from your life. And this makes a lot of sense, because I feel like you've been feeling pain. You've been feeling heartbreak. You've been feeling discomfort. All of these things that I said earlier, where you may feel like you don't belong where you are, okay? This is leaving, but you were put here to get your brain thinking so that you could think about, do I belong where I am, or am I supposed to be going on a different path in my life? And I feel another thing with pain is that there was something that was missing from your life, something that you had to figure out here with the optimism card. And so all of this pain, the heartbreak, all of that, it's to get you on the right path. And once you get on that right path, that's when those challenges disappear. And I feel like the challenges start to disappear even when you get to this optimism card here, when you start to see things differently and you start to realize, oh, okay, I should be going in a different direction, or I should be looking at things differently, things like that. And then you see this kind of coating that's coming down on the pain card. I feel like that is, because I'm seeing it as honey, and it's like coating everything, it's healing everything, it's giving you strength. And there's also a lot of resilience that I'm feeling with this pain card. Ooh, interesting. So you have the surrender card. It's like surrendering to your soul, surrendering to this new path that's opening up within your soul. It's like you're seeing things differently than you did before. It's like your soul, like something within you is being awakened. And it's like surrendering to this energy. It's like you can't resist it anymore. And this is also, going back to if you were in a situation that started to feel very uncomfortable, like you felt like you didn't belong there, or you felt like things just weren't working and you're getting a lot of resistance in the situation, that, like I said, was there to wake you up. And now it's time for you to surrender to that thought process, to those feelings, surrender to the universe, and open up this new door, pursuing something that's in your heart. Okay, hear your soul song. What is calling your heart? What is calling your soul? Because that is what you're supposed to be doing right now. And if you have not been doing that, or you have not been paying attention to these uncomfortable feelings, that's what the challenge is. You were put in a challenging situation to recognize that you should be doing something different. And so surrendering to that is going to release these challenges, and you're going to see things start to get much easier for you. What else can you tell us? Okay. The Five of Pentacles. Yes, this makes so much sense for everything that I've just said. Let me set your cards down. Okay. So, this card is a feeling of, feeling lonely or feeling like something's missing. For some of you, you may have financial difficulties, but you see how there's a storm going on here. And these children don't have shoes. The adult barely has shoes. It looks like they're about to fall apart. But there's an answer right here. And so this really kind of gives you a picture of what I've been saying, where you're feeling empty because you're not doing what your soul is supposed to be doing in this lifetime. That is what I'm feeling here. But this new door that's opening for you with the magic card here, I feel it's right on this side of the building here. And then you can open that door, you can go into the building, and then there is so much fulfillment inside. There's warmth, there's dry clothes inside, obviously metaphorically speaking based on this card. And there's like this whole new universe that is literally right there that you haven't tapped into, you haven't touched yet. But once you do, that's when the magic happens. And then you feel very, very optimistic and hopeful about your future, instead of feeling like everything is just like this wet blanket that is weighing you down because you don't belong here, right? So I hope that's making sense, because I'm getting a lot of like visuals in my mind and trying to interpret them for you. All right, so we have the Seven of Wands. So there is something about the timing of all of this that it's supposed to happen right now. And you may feel unprepared, but I feel that what's going to happen is you're kind of unprepared for the situation that you're in right now. So you're feeling very uncomfortable, with feeling like you don't belong or feeling like something just isn't sitting right with you with this situation. Now, once you get this different perspective and you start to see what the universe is trying to show you, it's kind of like, oh, but I'm not ready for that. Like, I'm in this situation and I'm trying to figure out this situation that I'm in. But Spirit is saying that that situation is the challenge. And once you realize that you're meant for a different situation, that is when things get easier for you. So it's all about having a different perspective, having an open mind to look at things differently, and having an open mind to see that there are other possibilities in your life just there waiting for you. The Seven of Pentacles, yes. So Spirit is saying to, like, there's going to be an interesting transition for you in moving into what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Because what I'm seeing here is that it's kind of like you just have to dive right in and you have to figure out certain things on your own, and certain things might be trial and error, but there's so much growth with where you're going. And there's also a sense of doing something that's bringing you a great sense of accomplishment, where it's like, wow, I actually did that. Whereas where you are now, it's like no matter what you try to do to advance yourself or advance your situation, it feels like there are roadblocks and it's like something's missing. I'm not seeing things. Like I don't know how to figure this out. There's a sense of confusion. But do you see how, as we move forward, look at the color difference between the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. And so I do feel like this is going to be a slower process for you, but everything kind of starts to come together. And there's a great sense of grounding, and slowly but surely you're building this new life for yourself that is going to bring so much into your life. And I'm also seeing that kind of like once you get past this point here, because I'm feeling like something is a little bit unexpected and kind of shocking, but once you kind of ease into and surrender to the fact that you do need to be walking through this new door, you start to see the path forward, and you start to say, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to go out and I need to get some seeds, and I need to find the right place to plant these seeds, because that's what the Seven of Pentacles talks about. And then remember, I was talking about the seeds with this very first card, the optimism card over here. So Spirit is definitely trying to tell you that it's time for you to plant new seeds, because it's going to bring you a lot of abundance. So we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah. So Spirit is saying that it is going to be a little bit scary for you. However, that's what you need to be doing at this point in time, is moving toward and surrender to your soul and something that has been calling you probably for a long time. And you may not, so some of you, I feel like there's two different groups here. Some of you may know exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to do this particular thing, and I'm feeling like now is the time. And then others of you are saying, well, I don't know what that is. Or you're saying, yeah, I've always wanted to do this particular thing, or I've always had this particular idea, but I don't know how to do it. Others of you may be saying, I don't know what that is yet. And then all of a sudden you kind of have this epiphany. Okay. But what I'm seeing here is that once you cross this threshold from the Seven of Wands, because there's something shocking happening here. And so it could be this heartbreak that you went through, or something falling apart, or just feeling so incredibly uncomfortable in a situation where it's very, very jarring. And then you're realizing, oh, there's this other thing I should be looking at here. Once you kind of surrender to that and start to put one foot in front of the other and really become immersed in this new way of being, there's no stopping you. It's like there's some sort of shift that I'm seeing where it's like you flip a light switch on and you're unstoppable. It's like, how did I not see this before? Now I'm seeing how to go forward. Now I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. Okay. And do you see the confidence and the drive and direction here compared to the Five of Pentacles? So that's what I'm seeing here. It's a huge, huge shift. And then you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So you're coming into your power and your passion. So I'm telling you, it's something that you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. And things will come together for you. It may be touch and go for certain things. So I feel like you're off to the races with the Nine of Swords, where you're like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect idea. And you're just going forward at full steam ahead. Because not only have you surrendered to this process of the Five of Pentacles, but you've also surrendered to where you're supposed to be going on your soul's journey in this lifetime. And with the Queen of Wands, I feel that there's huge transformation happening here and a lot of creativity, a lot of ideas with, you know, how to get something off the ground or where to go from here. So in the beginning, you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, and feeling a little bit scared. But look at the confidence that you have over here. So I feel like it doesn't take that long, and there is huge movement, and it gains momentum very, very quickly. And it's like everything just kind of transforms, where one day you're over here and then bam, all of a sudden you're immersed in this new project, idea, situation, whatever it is. Yeah, see? You have the Eight of Cups, and this is that moving away. Because you're realizing that where you were wasn't doing anything for you. I mean, maybe, let's say if you were in a job, it may have been providing a paycheck for you, but that was it. And I mean, it could be anything. It could be, you know, a friend group. It could be a city you were living in, whatever it is. It not only was it not, were you not receiving anything from this, but I feel it was slowly but surely just sucking the life right out of you. It was causing you to feel very tired, very stressed out, and also kind of like lonely or something like that, where you felt like, you know, like I said earlier, like this just doesn't feel right. I feel like I don't belong here. Even though you may have had friends in that situation, just something felt really, really off, okay? So here you are moving on, going on to bigger and better things. And even look at this card, because it looks like there was once flowing water here and now it's all dried up. So, you know, I'm feeling like there's possibly confusion that came into your life when this happened, where I was like, wait a minute, things were once flowing and very, like I was getting a lot from this situation, but now I'm not. Okay, so, and some of you maybe never got much from this situation. It just depends, because it is a general reading, but it's undeniable now. Whatever, it's like your perspective is being shifted. So it could have always been like this, but you never saw it before, but now it's undeniable. And maybe before this was flowing and now it's all dried up, and it's undeniable that the water is receding and, you know, disappearing. So yeah, and the longer you stay here, the more those challenges of the Five of Pentacles will remain in your life. The longer you will have that feeling of emptiness. The Two of Cups, yeah. So interesting, because I was saying before, there was something about the environment, the situation, where it wasn't like you weren't receiving anything from it. But do you see what happens the minute you make the decision to surrender to your soul's journey and say, okay, enough is enough? You get the Two of Cups, where things start to come together for you. And it's very reciprocal. And it's because you're walking through this new door. That is when, excuse me, anytime I cough like that, or anytime my voice kind of cuts out like that, it means that there's something that needs to be released regarding the situation in the reading. And it was very, very strong in your case. So once you let go of that, that's when things start to open up for you. That's when you start to see this magic. You go through this new door and the new opportunities appear right before you. The Ten of Cups, yes. You see how happy you are here? Look at that compared to the Five of Pentacles, okay? And so here, those challenges have disappeared. And why? Because you surrendered to your soul. You surrendered to that calling that was in your soul. And you're pursuing something that you're supposed to be doing here. And your life has so much fulfillment, so much growth. There's also a sense of safety and stability here. And, you know, looking at everything that you've created and being so happy, and also feeling a sense of relief that you're not in this old situation anymore. Like here, you feel like you belong here. You feel comfortable. And another thing that I'm feeling is that this situation, this new world that you're going to be walking into, it keeps like this goodness, this comfort. It doesn't end. It keeps flowing in your life as long as you keep tending to this project or this goal or this new life that Spirit wants you to have, whatever it is that your soul is calling you to do. Oh, interesting. So here you have the Hermit card. Remember, I mentioned the Hermit card with the Optimism card because they're both number 9. So yeah, this, I feel like, you know, something happened in your life to get you to this point, like I've been saying. And it was to help you find the answers, to look deep within your soul and realize that you deserve more in your life. You deserve better in your life. You deserve to be living this amazing, fulfilled life that we have here with the Ten of Cups. And that is exactly why you had all of these challenges, because you were not where you were supposed to be. Especially with the lightning here in the back, I feel some of you may have had kind of like a Tower card moment that then led you to the Hermit moment that really got you thinking, okay, that was a painful fall, you know, metaphorically speaking. And then it just kind of sparks this whole kind of debate in your mind of like, where have I been? Why was I there so long if I wasn't happy? And sparks this movement into where you're supposed to be. Yeah, see? You have the Lovers card. So this is showing me that you're ending up in a perfect place with a lot of, there's a lot of healing going on here. There's a lot of balance. Everything is very reciprocal. And you see what we have going on here. So we have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Lovers card down here. Now, how did you get here? There was something that had to happen in order for you to get here. And part of it is the Hermit card. So there's kind of, you know, I can see the 3 things happening here. So here you are, which is the opposite of these other 3 cards down here, a very uncomfortable place. And then you have the Hermit card here, right, which is that introspection. Now, what got you to the Lovers card, what got you to the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups, was you making a decision to basically let go of where you were, which could be, you know, literally letting go of a person, place, thing, or situation, or a thought process, and seeing things differently, and realizing that you need to walk away from something and walk through this new door that I was talking about with the Magic card. And so there's a lot of passion here, just like I was talking about with the Knight of Swords. There's a lot of passion. You're moving in a new direction. You're getting clarity about your situation. You're seeing things differently. And it's kind of like once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you're going forward, and there's huge transformation waiting for you. And everything is in flow now. These challenges that you had are no longer there because you've realized what it is that you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be going. The Four of Pentacles, yeah. So I see that there could have been resistance in your life with this process, right? Because I'm seeing it with the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, where and then with the Lovers card, there is a choice to be made here. So are you going to hold on to the old life that you are in? Are you going to open your mind to other possibilities? And also having control over any fears that you may have about moving forward, because with the Seven of Wands, Spirit is saying that you are prepared even if you don't feel prepared. This movement, this shift, it is in your DNA, it's in your soul code. And so there's no way that you're not going to figure it out, because this is what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. Does that make sense? And so by slowly but surely loosening the reins and within your mind and with a particular situation, all of a sudden, like I said, you start here with the Seven of Wands, but once you get started, you're the Knight of Swords where there's no stopping you. And then with the Four of Pentacles, you're seeing things from a different perspective. If you see this chair that this person is sitting on, it's up higher. So you're getting a different perspective, and you're realizing that you can rebuild something. You can rebuild your life and this new path that you're going on, and that you will be very, very successful, especially because this Four of Pentacles has a crown on. So, it's like you're slowly but surely getting up to the Queen of Wands. Because if you notice, this crown is a little bit smaller than the crown that the Queen is wearing. So it's like slowly but surely you're building this new life for yourself, which is going to have so many amazing, amazing benefits. Just a lot of benefits for you, for your soul, for your your happiness, your stability, just overall in general, you feel so much better. Wow, so your last card is the World card, and that's what I was talking about up here with the Magic card, because they're both number 21. So look at this World card. This is such an amazing World card. You have the rainbow, you have the globe here. Everything is lining up for you. There's so much abundance. Look at the fruit on the wreath here that's representing the world. The Spirit is saying that all you have to do is walk forward, surrender to your soul path. And I'm feeling like everything that you've ever wanted is possible to come true here. But there's this decision that has to be made, which is between the Eight of Cups and the World card. So it's making this decision to walk away from something where there's really nothing there anyway. Because Spirit is saying, why not walk away from this when you're not receiving anything from this situation anymore? And then you go into this new world, and it truly is this huge new beginning for you, where all of those challenges disappear. Like, do you see any challenges with this World card, right? No. I see that you're very fierce, you're going after what you want, and everything just starts to fall into place for you. And that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.